I've seen our members this year do more than they have ever done. What I've heard from our folks is that it confirms their choices in the work that they do, that they really want to keep doing it. They really see the value of it at a time like that. The last year has had a lot of disaster events attached to it. Northeastern Oregon, Pendleton, and that area had flooding for the second year in a row. And just as we were starting to get our legs under us for the response to that flood disaster, COVID hit.
Around mid-February, Metro had activated its incident management team, and unions were invited to be there. Our members know the problems in the workplaces and they have the solutions. We can see what that has meant at Metro in terms of having really robust COVID safety policies, really comprehensive guidelines, and a process that allows worker feedback and ideas to be implemented for improvements.
So the Labor Day fires were dozens of fires across the state of Oregon. At one time, we had hundreds of thousands of people evacuated. It was very difficult for the firefighters on the ground, for the emergency managers supporting them, for the people operating the shelters. All of those systems were stretched to their limits. All those people were stretched to their limits. I used to work for a fire chief who would say, remember, it's not your emergency, right? You're there to do a job. And most of the time we can act like that. But we had members who contracted COVID. We had members who evacuated due to the fires. We had members who lost power for more than a week. It's no longer possible to pretend that it's not your emergency.
2020 was a very hard year for a lot of Local 88 members. I have medical assistants, I have dental assistants that would still need to be patient facing, so to speak. It was hard on them. I had a member that was a medical assistant that is an essential worker, and we was having a conversation about childcare every day. On the third day, she finally looked at me and she finally screamed at me and she goes, "You don't understand, Percy. I am waking up every morning stressed out. I have to now make a decision. Do I continue to provide for my family? Do I continue to provide for the community while at the same time sacrificing my family? I can't do that. I need some help." And it was then that I knew that as president, we wasn't doing enough. We were able to help her by giving her a stipend for a couple of months. We was also able to help by working with the county and adjusting their schedule where they would be able to be at home while also maintaining the number of hours needed to have an affordable living.
You know, there's a lot of folks where every single day they're reporting to work. And I think throughout this time, it's been a very marked difference. My experience being at home is very different from another AFSCME member's experience at Metro, who's keeping hazardous waste out of our water, and they're at the transfer stations every day. Like, I would like to feel like I'm essential and Metro can't get by without having Elizabeth doing her writing work. The reality is, though, these folks continue to be responsible for keeping our region safe and clean. They're keeping our parks safe. They're keeping our zoo animals fed. They're now, making sure folks are getting vaccinated at the Oregon Convention Center.
Multnomah County is taking the lead in getting the vaccines out into the community, but it's the staff and the members of Local 88 that is actually doing the work. This pandemic and this virus, sees no barriers. It sees no lines. It sees no nothing. It is deadly. And if I can assist in getting people vaccinated, yes, or bring it on each and every day, I will do it. I will do it. I will do it.
The beginning of the pandemic was it was scary. And for folks who needed to continue to report to a work site and be around the public, having the union there for them was essential. The union was essential for essential workers.
We don't get into this business, right, because we want to get famous or we want to get rich. We want to get into it because we want to help. And this is a year where we've had to do a lot of growing. Our members have put themselves through a lot and helped each other out a lot. And it's been tremendous to see that. And I don't envy anybody else who comes in after this because of the camaraderie that now exists among those members and the feeling of what we got through and what we still have to do in front of us, but as a shared effort, as union siblings working together and helping each other.